You know, I hadn't realized that Mario actually has a unique idle animation if he happens to be standing on top of a small trove of garnished and pre-taxed wages belonging to the poor, depressed toads that are slaving away through their 9 to 5 directly beneath our feet. At the same time, they have this asshole from corporate, the district manager, who is hounding them and breathing down their necks about the powers of profits and how to reduce shrinkage, I guess. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore, but welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. Sorry, fellas, you're gonna have to work just a little bit longer. My name is Ellison, and there's only a few things left to do before we take on the ultimate challenge. But first, we have the challenge of the palm tree fronds, which are easily the most annoying aspect about all of these, unless I manage to nail it on accident. I would say just avoid the top of the palm trees altogether, but obviously that is not going to be an issue for us. But let's go ahead and take a quick race with these lovely rovers, because if I recall correctly, this is kind of a tricky race. We do need to get to the top of the Rocky Mountain summit, and there are a lot of ways to die. Oh no. I fear I may be in danger, my friends. This is going to be a race for our lives. Luckily, there is a very easy to access retry button in the event that we happen to need to save ourselves from the pomegranate pudding, but I'm gonna try and do this in under 3 attempts, and if I can't do that, then well, I simply do not deserve to live. I'm joking, alright? Even though I am legally obligated to say that, we gotta go and roll through the foliage in a completely different way this time so we can head up onto this stump and hopefully make this just right. Please? Oh my god, thank you. And then I get caught on the most random corner, which is fine, because we can just simply do the same thing over here, press the button, and then get our controls mixed up because I keep forgetting that we're not playing Astrobot anymore. And that's all there is to it. I'm sure you can definitely shave off a few seconds here or there, but there we go. 34 seconds. Would you look at that? I didn't even have to use a restart, so that is actually even better. Because that is a kind of a sketchy platform, and I used to do it with the triple jump, but you can just barely eke it out if you do the ground pound butt stomp jump. This thing was looking at me kind of funny, so I think I need to go ahead and address that by, seeking out the flying taxi in the room? I have no idea where this guy was heading, but do you guys ever remember reading about the stories about people who would order road trips with their Uber drivers? Which is insane, incredibly inconsiderate. Yet the driver has to accept the drive, you know? They can't just be like, oh, I didn't know this is what we were gonna be doing today. And it's usually to get from like one side of Florida to the other or something silly like that. But yeah, there we have our union mandated bunk under our belts. And let's go and figure some stuff out around here. We don't necessarily need to go too far out of our way, but we do have a long-standing hint art moon that we need to find. And, well, Shiveria is going to be thrilled to know that we found it, and all is well in the world. There's also the curious case of the traveling bonneter, who we will be able to regale him with the local wildlife, but none with the lovely dancing phalanges. So I think I do need to go and set this down over here. Otherwise, our very tropical friend is going to be confused here on top of Melon Swampy Hill. Isn't it wild? Like, it blows my mind that the gorillas actually did get into Fortnite of all things. And I know I said the in front of their name, but being an avid fan of Damon Albarn and all of his music projects, I know that the gorillas is incorrect, but it's insane, and it fits the style very, very nicely. So I'm proud of him. Good on him. It is weird that they chose On Melancholy Hill and Dare, but I guess those are decent enough starter pack songs from them. I don't know. So we have two choices here, a bit of a conundrum. We have a rabbit that is annoying as hell because he's on one of the rotating platforms, and we also have this extremely easy to find moon because all we have to do is jump down to the top of it. But what I like to do to get this rabbit is to come on down from the top and sneak up on him that way. I will warn you though, I'm pretty sure the last time that I did this, it was a complete fluke and an accident because all he's gonna be doing is rotating on this platform and whoa, okay, sorry brother. You just sort of need to anticipate where he's gonna jump and then kick him that way. Otherwise, there's not really much to it. But at least he didn't get caught hopping anywhere else. Is inappropriate. Also over here, before I forget, there's a double stack of these cubes here, and the only way that we're able to really do much about this is with our friend Mr. Dancing Phalanges. We'll go and feed him the sacrificial rite, and I wanted to get a better angle before we did this, but that poor tropical wiggler, he had no idea what was happening. So here, do this. Once again, we're fine. Thank you. Just exploding. Sacrificing Cappy in the name of Power Moons, aka the power source to all things electrical in the Metro Kingdom. So from here, we're going back up top, I fear, or yeah, let's do it. It's just a little bit faster that way. Basically from up here, you can reach anywhere in the entire kingdom, so yeah, we do have another double area that we need to go to, as in pipe, but I'm gonna go drop down here and grab this little gentleman because this is going to be annoying. We've got ourselves the most incredible puzzle with the music notes. Oh God, I'm terrible at this. Do this. I'm trying. Oh, okay. Any challenge with this damn wiggler is simply no use, but that's okay because we took some notes and we stretch and shrunk, so thank you for that. Now, as far as other things are concerned, I do think that's essentially it for everything over here. So again, maybe that one wasn't necessary entirely, but we can reach an additional pipe from up here. And I think it's surrounded by the most incredible treasures in the form of butterflies. I could have totally reached that earlier. Oh no, not this room. Well, you remember our old friend Mr. Klepto, right? Well, he's back with a burning vengeance. How dare you, you jerk. I guess we did need some semblance of difficulty in this stage, but still. So we got to go and track him down and hopefully not get hurt by these little gooms and bubbles. Oh, poor Cappy. It's going to be essentially a wild goose chase through this entire section. And eventually, I think all we have to do is lower this, keep on chasing him, and then eventually he'll come back to perch over here. And that's when we can fully deal with the consequences of his actions. Oh my goodness. Kind of a cool song though. Just you don't hear it very often and it's very triumphant. Rescue Cappy is our prime prerogative. And is he going back to the, yeah, he is. That's good. I was a little worried because I feel like he did another round of moving around at some point, but nope. Not this time. He's a dum-dum. Yeah, because sometimes he'll go clear to the other side, like he'll go up on that platform over there, and I have no idea what causes that, but maybe if you don't put down that initial platform. Anyways, I'm so sorry we had to do that, but we had to do it in the name of getting even more treasures. We chased Klepto, and we murdered another dumb bird, so that's fun. And as you can imagine, you do need a lovely little flame bubble to go ahead and grab this bad boy right here. An extremely hot bath with the spicy bath salts. So yeah, and if you head over here, you can also indulge yourself in the fine art of some, what is happening? Thank you. Maybe it's just, yeah, it's a regular heart. Would you look at that? are we almost done here? Question, we are. That is it. We got the Snow Kingdom shenanigans right, because we are looking very good across the board here. Oh my god, this is insanity. Okay, let's go back to the Odyssey then, because I literally can't think of anything else there is to do here. We dropped off all of our coins. We got all, yeah, let's go and drop these off and move on to the next place. Stop wasting time, Mr. Allison. 21. Oh, that's a rough number. Oof. All right, well, don't need to go in there. Let's head off into the Ruined Kingdom. As you can imagine, there's still stuff to do in these other places, but we'll get to those in due time, Superman. Instead, we're just going to splash screen ourselves into a familiar area. Because according to Peach, this is the kingdom that is constantly storming. And truly, you could have fooled me. Oh. Yeah, it sure is glowing, isn't it? Okay, well, thanks for that, I guess. I feel like I should change my outfit for a second, just because we've been wearing this one for most of the episode already. I'm trying to be more cognizant and making sure that we're wearing things equally, but we had plenty of gold. We wore the bridal gown. We didn't wear the hakama because I didn't really feel the need to, but we can also put on some armor. And let's see, what else would fit with this just ever so delicately? I mean, I feel like the armor is just so chunky looking anyways, that nothing can really help flesh it out, except maybe, I guess, the samurai helmet, but we've worn essentially every single one of these at least once. You know, it's been a minute. Let's wear the swim goggles. Why not? Oh my god, only the most incredible, appropriate attire for an audience with the Lord of Lightning. And as much as I'd like to take our little canine friend with us, he's gonna have to hold down the fort because there are other doggos around who have been burying their treasure around here. And, well, we simply cannot stand for that. Because Poochie left his dark side art here, and of course we gotta go and clean it up, so that's great. So Toad over here looks bored as hell, but the second we get the Wi-Fi up and running, we won't see hide nor hair of that guy ever again. Unsurprisingly, there are only a small handful of moons to be found here in Crumbledon, of all places, but to get back up is no difficult feat. I will simply find a way to make it as arduous and difficult as possible. Our first real moon that we're going to be seeking out here is going to be on top of this arch, because apparently this place just needs to be in upkeep. As Peach is going to tell us, it is certainly a fixer-upper. But as long as I didn't peek the mic with that X-pop, we should be fine. Thank you. Look at all these bats. This game truly does make me want to do Dark Souls on the channel, but I don't know, man. It's it's one of those things that I have a lot of reservation about, because anytime I do like a darker M-rated game, like the views just tank, which I don't usually look at, but for a game like Dark Souls that I really do enjoy, oh, this poor guy. I would hate to see people pass it up just because it isn't like a Nintendo game. Also, what is up with everybody making me bonk today? Well, that one was actually my fault, but some dude out there just loves revving up his damn engine like he's making love to it. Once again, we are going to insult the hell out of this guy by stealing the last of his incredibly valuable treasure. I'm so sorry, but I gotta take it with me. It was just dangling right there on your big horn, so I guess once you get your strength back, we can discuss it then, but how's it going, Peach? What are you up to? Oh, yeah, it is a fixer-upper indeed. Well, yeah, I'm sure, especially with this dragon side-eyeing us a little bit. But she did find a power moon that she stole from the same dragon. So we'll just go ahead and take that. And before we head back, oh, she's gonna tell us there are places beyond the world she hasn't been, which means, that's right, to the moon, Peach, to the moon. We have among one of my least favorite power moons in the entire game. This is the ultimate final boss of kicking your alcoholism. Rolling rocks, dump them all down the drain. Don't even give them to a neighbor or your worst enemy. Simply get rid of it by kicking it as hard as you can, because this moon rock is the one that takes the most kicks to destroy. I don't know how effective Cappy is at taking care of it. I always just felt like kicking was just more effective, and I've tried to like nudge myself in between cracks in the wall and against Peach and against, you know, the Lord of Lightning himself, but the physics are just so wonky, and you have to kick this thing, I think, upwards of 50 times. I've tried to count for it, but I of course lost track of it because I got so bored. But there's truly no other way that you can break this. There is no other moon rock that you can meet up with it. Because I didn't know this until the end of the original playthrough on the channel, but you can pick up a moon rock and walk right next to another and it instantly destroys it. So I don't know. It's just weird that out of all places, out of all kingdoms that we've been to, and this is what they decide to put up here. It was just us kicking this thing around. Oh, there we go. Nicely done. Finally, good God. Now, with the rolling rock out of the way, let us skedaddle out of here, back to the Odyssey, because there's one last challenge for us to attend to here. And it's not the most difficult one in the world. As a matter of fact, some might argue it might be one of the easiest, but unfortunately, we do need to deal with hordes upon hordes of the undead. They have risen because we plan to set free one of their most captive guardians, who happens to be a Chargin' Chuck. And why he was imprisoned, I have no clue, but word on the streets is that he's a domestic abuser, and therefore we probably should put him back as soon as possible. But first, we're gonna commit some light larceny, some aggravated assault on the undead, and also spawn ourselves a very familiar glowing friend. So let's go ahead and hop back up here, because we have a shimmering Tostrainen that desires attention, apparently. Oh my God. Do you see how they just swarm you? Jesus. Okay, well, I will go ahead and skedaddle as soon as the mummy army decides that they don't want to murder me anymore. That would truly be ideal. And just try to stay airborne, because this guy, we actually do need him for something. So get on over here, OJ, and I'm just gonna do this. Yes, I will use OJ's name in vain, don't mind me. So we charged through an army. I'm glad we at least were able to use the Chargin' Chuck one more time before finishing the game, but otherwise, he's done. Get out of here. We want nothing to do with you, because we're done here. There is nothing left for us here in the Ruined Kingdom, which means only one thing. The last kingdom we need to explore is the moon. And there truly is not going to be a whole lot for us to do after that. So, considering the time, we'll actually be able to get a pretty nice chunk of this place finished before leaving the rest for the next episode, the rest of the cleanup in the other kingdoms, and then the darker side, which, depending on how long it takes me to do, might end up being a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't think it's really any secret that that is a pretty tough challenge, to say the least, but we know where the moon rock is, and we see the crazy cap shop, but we'll deal with that a little bit later, because a lot of the moons that we initially passed up here are going to be a lot easier to grab now that there's going to be other things to help supplement it. Plus, this Astrolancer has no idea how badly we ruined his father. Like, honestly, he should be demoted to side enemy that we don't have to ever physically deal with. Then, you know, proper boss. Leave me alone, please. And let's go back to the Odyssey, because this is where we can meet up with a gaggle of civilians and pedestrians who have been stranded here on account of Bowser's wedding. That asshole. But they do seem to appreciate the beauty of the planet they inhabit. This Tostrainen is, I think, going criminally insane, and this Bonneteer, oh, yeah, I guess it hasn't quite hit him yet. And 32% more blue than green, well, I disagree. Because we've got hint art. from the Cap Kingdom. And we also have a little sneaky toad here. How's it going, friend? I would recognize that headlamp anywhere. Oh, and he has been slacking off because he found a power moon for us. Yeah. Look at us doing our low gravity moon dance. What an adorable little guy. So one of the first moons that I missed was right over here, but I think I can actually grab it from up there, which would be kind of fun. Also, this thing is just hanging out in this crater. Why not? I'll go and take this one too, just because I felt like it. We snuck around and we found out. So amongst other things, let's go ahead up here. Let's see exactly what it is that we can accomplish, because it squawks. And hold on, see, look at this. Wouldn't it have been so nice to have been able to destroy that moon rock before? They really should have just put another moon rock there, if not just to teach the player, you know? But here we've got ourselves another bona fide retro 2D section, unfortunately without the cool music, which is kind of a shame. If you go anywhere outside of the vinyl, then you will probably end up finding yourself inside the void of space and will find yourself consumed by space dust and generally unpleasant things, possibly some spaghettification. But this is one of those instances where I really wish that they had implemented some D-pad functionality, because going around these planets is so weird, and I just am so used to playing 2D games with just being able to, wow, thank you for the delayed jump there, I guess, with slightly better precision, you know? I mean, it's not a huge issue, but in sections like this where the Switch analog stick is just so floaty in an already low gravity area, it just makes it hard to be a completionist. And there, like, I didn't quite go as far as I wanted to, but that's all right. I'll stop complaining and blaming the controller. I'm just a boomer gamer at this point, even though I was born in '92. So we'll head up here, and I actually like this one a little bit because you have to jump in such a weird way. But we reached the edges of the galaxy, which is fun. Oh, can I make it? Can I make it? You gotta jump very specifically. Oh my god! This poor damn Koopa had no idea what was coming. Oh, did I? Uh-oh. Thank you. Also glad there wasn't instant kill fire on the ceiling there. But here, ooh, just with the little fingertips there, we reached the center. So that's fun. That's always a lovely little go of things. I thought that would have just let us out, but no big deal, because it simply takes us over here. Now, this is where we can make the leap of faith. You can do it, Mario. Come on. And voila. We shone above the moon this time, and now we don't have to worry about it ever again. Hey, it's the traveling wanderer, Mr. Tostarena. How's it going, friend? Out of this world you got up here? Yeah, we sure have come a long way since the old Tostarena. Well, I do love the stars, and yet you're handing me a moon. And this tourist really does get around. Well, the one area that could beat the Moon Kingdom is somewhere with the rarest mushrooms anywhere. You call that a challenge? Boy, do I got the place for you. Yeah, they're gonna need a lot of gas to get there, especially 1981 in New Donk City. So before we go into the other retro 2D section, there is one thing I would like to do here in the shop. And that's to make some long-standing purchases that we need to have made for a very long time. So, we have the space helmet and the other space outfit here. Something I didn't realize is that in Lake Lamode, the woman who's asking for the space outfit can still be used with the Satellaview outfit, and I had no idea that that was a thing. But we can go ahead and... Did I decide to change into that? I think there's something else I'd rather change into, so maybe later. But we have the Moon Kingdom sticker. Of course, we've got ourselves the rarest moon rock right over here, well, at least a fragment. And we probably shouldn't get that mixed in with our alien Earth lore. But the moon lamp, ooh, the spinning moon is a fashionable way to brighten any room, and it's way sturdier than it looks. What do you know? Cool. Thank you. And we're done. I certainly appreciate that. And I did decide to put it on, but I did need to switch into a slightly different outfit. So unfortunately, our attire required for our shenanigans in the deep are no more. And I am looking for my doctor outfit. God, I wish there was an easier way to sort through this stuff instead of just remembering. But somebody on the moon needs medical attention as soon as possible, and I'll be sure to give it to him somewhat soon, I guess. I have some slightly more pressing matters at hand. Out of sheer curiosity, I do want to see if this outfit translates into this 2D section, because normally they do. Very nice. Gotta love Mario being all professional and, you know, knowledged up and whatnot. But it gives us another opportunity to enjoy the incredible tunes of Honeyloon Ridge. That is the only reason why we came here. That, and of course, some incredible music notes. Oh yeah, couldn't quite get that far. Oh no, not the 2D gravity. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Jump, Mario. Make it. Thank you. Whew. Well, that could have certainly been far worse than we gave it credit for. But we took some notes with low gravity. That's excellent, right? We are making leaps and bounds in this place, aren't we? Speaking of, let's head over here and address the unfortunate doggo in the room. I don't know what he's doing over here, but I would appreciate it if, you know, he put his oxygen tank on. Only putting on the helmet is not going to help, my friend. But here, let me give you that. That might be as close as you're going to get. He just like jumps around. So this one took me forever to find, simply because I thought I was going so far out of my way to find this initially that I did not realize that we had to go clear out here with the dog to find the treasure he buried here all those minutes ago. Hello. See, it would have been cool if it was like in Tostarena and he just goes there on his own volition, but there we have it. On the moon, good dog. Oh, such a good boy. Oh, this doesn't have the sound to it. It's just regular footsteps. And where are you going? I was gonna make a joke about how there is our friend, the trace walking obsessed Koopa, and the dog will follow you through that entire mini game. Maybe there's still time, but he seems very excited to get to work on this. Hey dude, you up for a challenge? Everyone loves walking. Sure, we'll do it. Just since we're over here, we might as well. So something that you might not be aware of that makes this challenge a lot easier is the fact that you can do this backwards. And personally, I find that a lot more doable, even though I already goofed in the beginning. But we only need 80 points, and then we're only gonna need 90 after that. So this might be a little too sharp. But over here, so long as we remember that it's pretty close to the end of this, I just for some reason can't do it in a counterclockwise fashion. Look at that. I mean, I was close enough, right? Look at, oh, what? What? I disagree, good sir. Can you just give me both of them? Is that possible? Because now I'm gonna find a way to cover Smash Mouth again and then do even worse the second time. So let's go ahead and do this. And wait a minute, isn't that a different song? Walking, no, because they did Walking on the Sun. All right, well, I'm sorry. I'm kind of a dum-dum. So 90 points, and slowly. I think the faster you go, the quicker the arrows disappear. So this would be a great time for my OLED burn-in to fix itself. Oops, and that screws you up pretty badly right there. Just that weird little surface. So thanks for that. I blame this loss on you. Okay, 93. I got 100 once. I'm proud of it. But there we have it. And oh my god, is that really the time? Okay, so before we end things off, there's one thing I'd like to address here on Ever After Hill. And I'm not entirely sure if this was already here the first time around because I was so distracted about a Power Moon that I was not going to collect and then geeking out about Dark Souls again. But apparently, there's a freaking checkpoint flag that I missed. So there we have it. We can now go to and fro from the wedding hall at any point we want, namely in the next episode. Join me here as we finish the rest of the Moon Kingdom, revisit the rest of the kingdoms, and take on the darker side of the moon. We're doing it live, folks, just like always. The end is finally here, and we might actually get a proper hour of power. Take care, everybody, and I hope to see you guys for the next one. All right? Man, what an adventure. And this is how our intrepid hero spends his time. All right, that's enough.